Okay, good day everyone. I'll tackle about sa biochem lab ninyo is session 6 ang carbohydrates. So, it's because nga wala kita naka do sang laboratory tabala sa session 6 kay tungod nga wala hindi complete ang aton chemicals sa laboratory natin. So i-discuss ko na lang kung ano ang activity ninyo to sa session 6. Okay, sa solubility test, what does it mean solubility? Soluble, pwede siya ma-dissolve or pwede siya matunaw. Okay, test the solubility of a pinch of sucrose. Sucrose is what? Sucrose is a kind of sugar na siya. In 2 ml of each of the following solvents listed below, indicate whether soluble or insoluble. Tanawon ta daw kung pwede siya ma-dissolve or hindi. So, sa water, ang sucrose daw ang kind of sugar. Kung ibutang siya sa water, it is, soluble siya. So, pwede siya matunaw. Sa letter B, ang 0.1 m sodium hydroxide, slightly soluble siya. Amo ni siya ang components nga ginabutang sa mga soap na bala, habon or paper. So, kung butangan na siya sa sucrose, it was slightly soluble siya. So, sa letter C, 0.1 m hydrochloride, it is soluble. Ang ethyl alcohol, mga alcohols na bala, slightly soluble siya. And sa chloroform, insoluble ni siya ang sucrose. Insoluble ang sugar sa chloroform. So, tandaan nyo lang ni guys, kay may item sa exam ninyo sa biochem lab na may question nga amo ni. Okay, sa general color test kita. As you can see, sa module nyo sa session 6, may general color test siya. So, ang number 1 is Mollish test. So, to do this, you have to have 3 separate test tube containing 1 ml each of glucose, sucrose, and starch. Add 3 drops of alpha naphthol solution, chemicals na siya. Incline the test tube and slowly and carefully add about 1 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid. So, caution siya, sulfuric acid. So, anything na maano siya sa imo kamot or sa skin mo, so, may tendency na mapaso siya or mapaso. Down the side of the tube to form a layer below the sugar solution. Note the color formed at the junction of the two liquids. So, tandaan nyo guys, ang result sini, once nga obrahon, a violet ring, instead ang blue na lang. So, a violet ring is formed at the junction of two layers. So, amo ni ang result sang Mollish test. Tandaan nyo lang na guys ha, kay may ara man na question sa biochem lab ninyo. So, sa number 2, ang antron test, you have to put or to have 3 separate tubes containing 1 ml of each glucose na naman, sucrose, and starch. Add 1 ml of antron reagent, mix thoroughly by swirling, and heat in a bowl Boiling water bath for 3 minutes. Cool and observe the color form. So, sa result niya, you have a blue-green color. Blue-green siya. Blue-green color complex is formed which interferes presence of carbohydrate. So, tandaan nyo guys, sa antron test, ang iyang result is blue-green color lang. Okay. Sa Liwanov's test for ketones. What are ketones? Ketones, so na siya ang present na siya sa atin. Present siya sa aton blood, sa urine naton. So, any amounts ng ketones na abnormal or high, di siya gi-impede ang metabolism sa isa ka tawo. So, may mga complications nga pwede siya magka-diabetes. Okay? So, paano ni siya obrahon? Place 1 ml each of solutions of fructose and sucrose in separate test tubes. Add 1 ml of Celiwanus reagent to each tube in place of time of formation of this color in each tube. So, anong result niya? So, it will form of cherry red colored complex. So, tandaan nyo na guys ha. You don't have to memorize man. So, dapat tandaan mo lang. Sa Celiwanov's test for ketones, ang result niya is, ang color is formation of cherry red colored complex. So, what is the chemical composition of Celiwanov's reagent? The reagent of this test consists of resorcinol and concentrated hydrochloride. So, tandaan nyo lang na ha. Anong composition ng Celiwanov's test for ketones? Chemical composition of Celiwanov's reagent is resorcinol and concentrated hydrochloride. So, test for pentoses. Kind of ni siya, sugar man ni siya. Okay. Aniline acetate test. So, place 3 ml of arabinose, chemicals, something, in a test tube. Add 2 ml of concentrated hydrochloride and carefully boil the resulting solution for about 1 minute. Discontinue heating and hold a small piece of filter paper moistened with aniline acetate over the mouth of the tube. Do not allow the paper to rest on the mouth of the tube. Hold the paper, otherwise false result may be obtained. So, ang result niya is bright pink color is produced. So, imagine nun, yun na lang na guys, kay wala kita. So, hindi nato na siya maubra. Tandaan nyo lang, na siya ang result niya. Bright pink color sa aniline acetate test. Okay, sa Bios test naman, 1 ml of Bios reagent in test tube and add 1 ml of arabinose and heat the mixture gently until it just begins to boil. Cool and add about 1 ml of amyl alcohol. So, ang result niya, the presence of a blue-green complex indicates the presence of pentoses in the sample. So, once gani nga may blue-green complex or blue-green color, indicates na siya some presence of pentoses in the sample sa Bios test. So, tandaan nyo lang na. Blue-green complex sa Bios test and then bright pink color sa aniline test. So, may ara item sa test questions ninyo nga or sa term exam nyo nga manang question. So, tandaan nyo na. What is the chemical composition of Bios reagent? It is a solution of arsenol. Chemical composition sang Bios reagent, guys ha. Arsenol, hydrochloride, kag ferric chloride. Okay. Barfoed's test. So, di na siya nagamit. Um, Barfoed's test is chemical test used for detecting the presence of monosaccharides. Um, it is based on the reduction of cupric acetate to cuprous oxide, which forms a brick red precipitate. A brick red precipitate siya sa Barfoed's test. Ara siya. Solutions remain blue. So, kung blue na siya, carbohydrate is absent. So, kung may red precipitate siya nga na form sa dalom, um, maano nyo ma-notice nyo kung dasig bila ang pag-precipitate sa red color niya sa dalom, monosaccharide is present siya. Monosaccharide. Pero kung dugay, disaccharide siya. Okay? So, sa Benedict's test result, levels of reducing sugar na siya. Benedict's test is performed Benedict's test is performed by heating the reducing sugar with Benedict's reagent. The presence of the alkaline sodium carbonate converts the sugar into a strong reducing agent called anidiols. During the reduction reaction, the mixture will change its color from blue to brick red precipitate due to the formation of cuprous oxide. So, tandaan nyo lang ni guys, ang amo niyo nga, nga picture. No reducing sugar sa mag-color blue siya. So, gamat-amat lang siya brick red. Traceable na siya kung green, low, kung yellow, moderate kung orange red, kag high na siya sa brick red. Okay? So, may ara man item sa exam nyo nga amo ni. So, i-ano nyo lang. Tandaan nyo lang amo ni. So, what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates, na makita natin na siya sa ginakaon natin. Mga carbs na bala. So, tanong natin kung diin pagid sa present. Referred to as hydrates of carbon because the general formula of these compounds was this one. Saan nyo na lang guys. These are compounds which are either polyhydroxy, aldehydes, or polyhydroxy ketone or compound yields either or both of these hydrolysis. These are also product of photosynthesis wherein inorganic carbon dioxide becomes organic carbon with the utilization of solar energy accompanied by the release of oxygen gas. So, tandaan nyo guys, ang carbohydrates daw also a product of photosynthesis. Di na siya makita ang photosynthesis sa plants. Tandaan nyo guys ha, may art na question sa inyo exam kung diin usually makita ang carbohydrates. Photosynthesis present sa plants. Wherein, ang inorganic carbon dioxide nga halin sa plant becomes organic carbon. So, utilize ng solar energy that is the sun, of course, solar energy, accompanied by the release of oxygen gas. So, ang mga plants naton, syempre, ga-release man sila oxygen. So, mas damo plants sa palibot nyo, mas nami ang oxygen nga gina-produce. Dira. Okay, general characteristic of carbohydrates. A carbohydrate is simple sugar. Simple sugar, ni siyang carbohydrates, guys, ha. Its basic structure is composed of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, with generally twice the hydrogen as carbon and oxygen. In its simplest form, a carbohydrate is a chain of sugar. Chain of sugar daw siya. Chain of sugar molecules called monosaccharides. When these simple sugars are combined, you get disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Okay. Why do many carbohydrates give positive result for Molich test? Molich test is a general test for all carbohydrates, either free or bound to protein or lipids. The objective of this test is to detect the presence of carbohydrates in a given sample and to distinguish carbohydrates from other biomolecules. So, amo ni siya guys ang ginobrabla sa Molich test. Amo ni siya usually kung may present ang sugar bala, violet ring ang result niya. Okay, test for reducing sugars. Name of test, may-ari kita tatlo. The Benedict's test, Nylander's test, and Barfoed's test. So, sa Benedict's test, may-ari kita composition of reagent. So, anong may-ari di sa composition of reagent? Amo na siya sodium carbonate, sodium citrate, kag copper sulfate pentahydrate. So, makita niyo di sa carbohydrate, ara si glucose, si fructose, si sucrose, starch. Same as diri man, may ara man si glucose, si fructose, si sucrose, kag si starch. So, kay Benedict's test kita, kung butangan ni siya sang reagents pala, ang glucose, kag fructose, it will form a red precipitate or red or yellow-orange precipitate. Glucose kag fructose. Kung butangan naman siya sang sucrose kag starch, it will remain blue. Same sila. So, ano gani? Indot silingon sina? Okay. When reducing sugars are mixed with Benedict's reagent, Barfoed's, and Nylander's, amo na to siyang tatlo, a reduction reaction causes these reagents to change color. So, amo na to mag-change ang colors. So, sa Benedict solution, produces red precipitate as a positive result daw that indicates presence of reducing sugars such as glucose kag fructose. Wherein, kung remains blue in color, the carbohydrate is non-reducing, such as the case for sucrose and starch solution. So, si Benedict's test daw, ang duwa nga ni, positive daw siya sa reducing sugars. Wherein, ang duwa nga ni nga it remains blue, non-reducing sugars ni kuno siya. Ang duwa nga ni. Non-reducing sugars. Okay. Sa Nylander's test, ang composition of reagent niya is bismuth nitrate, potassium sodium, tartrate, and potassium hydroxide. So, ang mga hambal ko, may ara siya glucose, fructose, sucrose, kag starch. So, sa glucose kag fructose, may ara siya result na black precipitate. So, same sila. Wherein sa sucrose kag sa starch, same man sila, clear solution. Ano ba silingon sini? The positive test result for Nylander's reagent is the formation of black precipitate in the presence of reducing sugars. Non-reducing sugar will not form black precipitate but rather remains a clear solution. So, wait. So, sa black precipitate, positive result daw siya. Sa reducing sugars. This one, clear solution, non-reducing sugar siya. Same as Benedict test man sa remains blue color. So, non-reducing sugars na siya. Non-reducing sugars. This is positive result. Okay, sa Barfoed's test, ang composition of reagent niya is copper acetate in a dilute solution of acetic acid. So, may ara siya glucose, fructose, sucrose, kag starch. So, sa glucose kag fructose, same man siya, red precipitate ang result. Wherein sa sucrose kag starch, no red color precipitate. So, what does it mean? Barford's test is quite similar to Benedict's reagent. They form red precipitate in the presence of reducing sugar. So, same na siya, dire. Same na sa Benedict solution, dire. Red precipitate, positive. Wherein, diri sa sucrose kag starch, sa Barford's test is non-reducing sugars ni siya. Okay? So, guys, sa muna lang tandaan nyo, kay mostly, di sa discuss ko subong sa carbohydrates, ara sa exam. So, tandaan nyo lang na, ang mga mo niyo, ang test for reducing sugars, maano gina siya, ara gina siya sa exam nyo. So, tandaan nyo lang ang mga result, bala na obtain, sang kada, sang kada, experiment diri. Okay. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for listening.